So, welcome everyone. I really want to record this um, short video to start off this series of Follow the Clues monthly newsletter issues. And so I'm kind of doing this on the fly. Just got out of the shower, a little bit of mascara, doing this outside, and I have some notes over here to the right. So I'm going to kind of get the notes set up. But thanks so much for being here. Welcome. So, in this first monthly issue of Follow the Clues, I just thought I'd spend some time welcoming you into the space and sharing some behind the scenes information about who I am and how this book came to be. Some of you know me really well, and some people are just here beginning to know who I am. So I'll share some of the basics. I am a writer. I am a coach. I'd call myself a space holder and an ancestral lineage healing practitioner. I started an organization called Heal My Voice on January 11th, 2011. And my intention was to support women in writing stories about trauma, loss, and grief, reclaiming the power that's tied up in those stories, and to step into greater leadership in their lives. And that means in their homes, in their communities, in their businesses, and in the world. The writing programs in Heal My Voice evolved into the Incubator, an online co-working space for women creatives, so that there was a place to focus on writing, art, and other forms of creative self-expression. And so every year, from October to February, there is a paid program event that is the Incubator, where women gather in community with coaching support, with creativity labs, with co-working space on Zoom, and other ways that we find to support the creative self-expression in that particular incubator. I believe that if we focus on our individual growth and understanding ourselves, that we bring a richer expression into understanding each other. And that's how we build community, by first understanding ourselves and then bringing ourselves into community. If I were to describe it, and I have some words here that in all of the coaching and programs that I provide, my intention is to hold a transformational space where people reclaim the fullness of their voice. They process lived experience and then move through creative expression into embodied leadership. So, Follow the Clues is my 20th book. I have written a story in several anthologies. I have mentored women in writing groups and self-published their stories into books through Heal My Voice and Heal My Voice Sweden, along with Marie Ek-Libanovska. I have also self-published a variety of books on grief, the sacred feminine, and a teaching memoir. So I want to share a few words about Follow the Clues in terms of the creative process. So the roots of Follow the Clues I can trace it back to 2007, when I first began blogging and sharing private thoughts and feelings through my first laptop. And I started with Dear Listener, writing vulnerable stories from my bed late at night. The space felt warm, safe, and intimate. And I opened up about the way I navigated life and my philosophy of listening, observing, and following the clues, breadcrumbs, signs, intuitive nudges from within. Then, about 8 years later, in 2015, I led a series of workshops called Carving a New Path. And many of the practices from those workshops are included in the book. So, at another place I also wrote a number of series of articles for On Purpose Woman magazine. Thank you, Jenny Robertson, for that opportunity. And some of the stories in the book were really developed there and published there first. Then, 2.5 years ago, in December 2023, I had this clue, this impulse to compile all the writing into a book. And I set a goal initially to finish it in 6 months. But as I just said, it was a 2.5 year process of writing and editing and then rewriting and editing and then redoing it and editing until it finally came into form that was ready for formatting and putting it into the book form and publishing it in June of this year. So it wouldn't be there without the support of my writing coach, Sophia Wren. And yes, I work with people. I'm a writing coach for many, and a writing coach needs a writing coach, to write your own book. And that's the way it works with everything. If you're a coach, you need a coach. So I felt guided to release the book on Amazon, start sharing the link with friends and in small groups with colleagues, and then to listen to the next steps. And that came from 6 months ago, sitting in meditation to tune in to how I wanted to bring the book into the world. And I'll just say, although I have been a part of over 100 book launches in the past 20 years, including those by New York Times bestselling authors, people who are self-publishing, also with the anthologies, my intuition kept guiding me to keep the book release simple, to think of the daisy on the front of the book and keep it simple, keep it light, begin to share it in those small groups, and to lay out a plan for the next 12 months to deepen the roots of each chapter in the book by bringing out more information, by having conversations. So it feels like Follow the Clues is a space holder for deeper conversations of listening to our intuition and developing our inner authority. It's probably even more important now than it has ever been with all of the influence of AI and fake news, that when you cultivate this space within you, then your intuition will guide you to what is the truth for you. So these conversations will highlight the divine feminine, qualities of intuition, feelings and emotions, collaboration, community, and the conversations will also include ways to build a healthier relationship between the feminine and masculine as co-creators within each of us. Both have value, and it is a partnership for us to develop a union between intuition and logic. So here we are. Instead of a book launch with a week or two and lots of bells and whistles with podcasts and guest blogging, free workshops and PDFs to collect email addresses, I am returning to the intimacy of blogging in 2007, writing to you in the dark or speaking to you from the backyard in the light, but beginning with, dear listener, I have something to share. So the invitation is to connect, to share with me what you are also experiencing in each of these chapters. And yeah, thanks for being here. More to come. All right. Bye-bye now. Much love to you. Mwah.